Well, by law, Ottawa is supposed to be a bilingual place, a special zone written right into the Official Languages Act.
But the Official Languages Commissioner is testing that out, sending secret shoppers out across Ottawa seeking service in French only.
Before his official report comes out, we decided to send our own Joanne Schnurr to do the same thing. Tonight, the first part of her series on bilingualism in the capital.
Ottawa, the capital of the country, bilingual by law.
Avez-vous des logs? We have a...
But is that the reality for French-speaking visitors to our city? Canada's Commissioner of Official Languages isn't convinced.
I've found it's easier to get an English menu in Barcelona than it is to get a French menu in Ottawa.
So I set out with a French cameraman, Serge Valliere, to test that out.
I'm turning it on a little bit just to see.
We bought a tiny camera hidden inside this pen.
So maybe we try a restaurant first or a shop or something like that?
Then hit the highlights of Ottawa as French-speaking tourists. Shops, restaurants and hotels in the market area and along Elgin.
Avez-vous des menus en français? No, some en anglais.
We went into half a dozen restaurants, always asking for a French menu. Not a single place could accommodate us.
Est-ce que vous avez un menu français?
No, just in English.
That didn't come as a surprise to Michel and Micheline Brassard visiting from Gatineau. Should they be bilingual?
Well, of course they should. If they're going for the tourists, you know, and it's should be one of their primary things to adapt to all the tourists in the area.
Je cherche les souliers pour les hommes.
On the plus side, each place we stopped, we were understood, and if they couldn't speak French, they tried to find somebody who could.
Connaissez-vous un bon restaurant italien?
You know a good Italian restaurant?
At this place, a tourist from France comes to our rescue. Corentin Millard is visiting from Lyon and speaks very little English.
C'est une ville où il faut parler anglais.
It's a city where you've got to speak some English to get around, he says. But it helps when you're with an English-speaking friend. That friend is Chris McAleer from Montreal.
I'm a little bit surprised because I figured there was a lot more bilingualism in Ottawa.
Est-ce qu'il y a peut-être de la tourtière? I don't speak French very well.
At Tucker's Marketplace, manager Serge Morin says his business hires the best candidates for the job. Some do speak French, but...
If there's English speaking only, unfortunately, I want to have the best service possible.
Je ne parle français, but no sugar added.
On to the shops, where our experience is mixed. And again, we were always understood, even if the answer came back in English.
Sorry, French. No.
Ottawa Tourism says it gets some complaints about this issue.
Occasionally we have had comments about French language services, but it's not the #1 issue that we hear about.
Number one, though, is about signage and directions. We asked a police officer for directions in French.
L'hôtel? Nouveau hôtel.
While he understood us, this construction worker beside him was able to tell us in French.
Déçu? Non, pas du tout.
As for Millard, he's not at all disappointed about his experience here. He says the people are great, and it's a fantastic opportunity for him to practice his English. Tomorrow.
Shirts, men's shirts, you have long sleeve shirts? Okay.
We test the bilingual waters on the other side of the river. Joanne Schnurr, CTV News.